Hey everybody, I'm Toussaint Morrison, and today I have the privilege of interviewing Eric Pearson. I'm gonna find out his title in a little bit. I hope you are able to check it out at patreon.com/Toussaint Morrison. Okay, all right, I think we're good to go. Just can see. All right, I'm here with Eric.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, man, no problem. And it's to start things off, so we have blueberry mint and we have lemon ginger. Which one would you like?
The mint and the blueberry throws me off a little bit, but I think I should try it. This one, I'm confident is really, really good. I'm gonna try this one. Is that cool?
Yeah, no, I thought you were gonna pick lemon ginger.
I was going to, but I wanna, since I have no investment in this, I'm just gonna try it. I didn't buy it.
No, that's totally fine. No, they were 2 for $5 at a grocery store in Uptown. So, yeah, there's that. Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
L'chaim. I thought you were gonna put the whole thing back. That was gonna scare me.
That's good.
Okay, so what title should we give you, if anything?
Title. Just friend, maybe.
Film friend.
Film friend.
Eric Pearson.
Yeah, I'm not good with the titles thing. Like, it just depends on what the job is, I guess. If we're talking about film-related stuff, am I on set as an actor? You can say it. Yeah. First team's on set. First team's around.
First team's on set.
Yeah, I've been trying some new stuff, directing the last year.
Oh yeah,
year or so.
The motorcycle pants.
Yep, Dragon Jeans.
Dragon Jeans, yes.
A series of commercials for them, and a music video for some buddies,
okay.
And a fundraiser video for my hometown hospital.
Oh wow.
That I directed and I guess edited too.
I might have seen the Instagram for that.
It's possible.
Maybe I
yeah.
When you edit, when you go into editing, is it, when you first edited something, was it like, oh my goodness, I have all this power, or was it more like, damn, this is a lot of work?
Yeah, so the first thing I ever edited was my actor reel 5 years ago.
Okay.
And I didn't have a ton of footage that I think would qualify me to like get another job, but I had like background work and some featured extra roles and some non-speaking parts that I had the footage for and I could cut together and make something out of.
Yeah.
But none of it really stood on its own 2 legs by itself.
Yeah.
So my friend Mike Nelson helped me, like he taught me Premiere.
Yeah.
And taught me how to edit. Yeah. And my first cut was 7 minutes, which didn't need to be that.
No, it doesn't.
Because it's like I don't need the whole scene to show the 5 seconds that I'm in.
And for people that don't know about this, what is the ideal amount of time for a
reel?
Yeah, for a reel.
Well, I don't know if there is an ideal time, but I think that the sort of trend with like putting out content and it needs to grab your attention right away, or you're gonna lose people. Even if those people are like responsible for hiring you for jobs based on what they're watching, like you want to keep it under 2 minutes. I think if you can keep it under a minute or a minute and a half, I think that's going to help you if you've got something solid, even if your reel is 2 commercials or three solid things that show either a celebrity that you worked with or a character that you played or a fun piece of wardrobe or whoever shot it, if it cinematically looks interesting, like throw something in there too. The idea is not to put everything that you have in your reel. Like you want, this is like,
that's what I wanted to do.
It's a highlight reel, you know? I mean, I don't know, I'm not an expert. I only have one. It's 5 years old.
Well, how much more could you add to it now? Could you make a new one?
I'm working on a new one.
Okay.
Because my appearance has changed a little bit in the last 5 years. I used to be a little bit heavier and a little bit hairier. And I have new work to show that I'm proud of. And I want that to be kind of a living resume that can go before me before I show up at an audition or something.
Yeah, so it can
I
translate.
think they're important. I don't know. Are they?
I think reels are important, especially for Minnesota, because how many people have like a flat out, like in industry standard reel in Minnesota? Not a lot of actors.
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna sweeping statement it. I don't think a lot of actors have a industry standard reel. And I think a lot of them that do end up having, sometimes they have like the 10-minute, like, you know.
It's unnecessary. No one's even going to get through the first. If someone sends a link and they say, hey, my new reel is out, and they click play and then they hover over and they see how long it is, they're done. It's like 10 minutes. I'm not going to invest in this.
There's no. Yeah, I don't even invest like 10 minutes in the like YouTube unless it's like a podcast or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, I think I think a reel should be 90 seconds.
Yeah.
At least that's what Kate told me from LA. She's like,
yeah,
it better be less than 90 seconds. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So they just cut a whole bunch of stuff out.
Yeah.
You know.
My first reel, which is probably going to feel a little similar to the new one that I'm working on. The first one, since I didn't have any speaking roles or at all, I basically, but I had. I swear to God. I'm so glad we're in here and not out there.
That is the scariest thing, and it's happened in that same spot twice. If you're watching this and you don't realize what's going on, it's April 16th.
Yeah.
How many inches of snow were there on Saturday?
I think 15, but there might be more. 12 to 15.
12 to 15 inches or more. And then what happens is when it gets accumulates on the top of a giant apartment complex, and then it warms up, it drops off. And if you're one of the poor souls standing outside of here, you will be smoked in the head. So that's what happens. But yeah,
It sounds like a car accident.
It does.
Like, without the screeching, it just sounds like the impact.
Yeah, that's fucking terrifying.
So my first actor demo reel, I took offline because it's not representative of what I look like or who I am right now.
Yeah.
But I just cut it to a song. My buddy Tyler wrote a song with his band Leagues, and I used that as the soundtrack to kind of, and it's a really moving song. It's a dancing song. And it worked. So I think that's important, equally as important as the length of your reel. Because if you are interested in, I don't know, just kind of keep you captivated.
I might have saw that back when we were working at Luma.
Yep.
I think that I saw that, and like the song was kind of like, you know, a little like, it was popping, and I was like, ooh, this is, you know, I'm really, I'm into this. And the funny thing, I went and looked at Mike Nelson's right after that. And like he's got like drone shots back when like drones were like impossible to pay for.
Yeah.
And like all this cool stuff, and like the song, I was like, man, that's a dope ass song. I wonder what song that is. But it's interesting how you can engage somebody within 90 seconds and be like, cool, you want to work with me or not?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, look at commercials. Commercials, a traditional broadcast one is going to be 30 seconds, 25 seconds.
Yeah.
You're captivating someone's attention and telling a story in a short period of time. That's the goal of a reel.
60 almost seems too long now.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
It just depends on how much you have to include in your reel.
Yeah.
I suppose, like if you've only done, well, a good example is this film that I worked on, Memorial Day. The whole scene is like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm in the beginning, and then I get killed at the end. And seeing some reactions and seeing me get shot, that's really all you need, because nobody cares about the context of it.
What was in the middle?
They just want to see, oh, there's that guy, and he's, okay, his self-binoculars.
Thinking about hiring him.
Runs away and gets shot. So if that's all you have, maybe show the whole scene.
Yeah.
But if you have an additional content, like just use it as like a highlight reel.
Highlight reel.
Yeah.
Highlight reel.
Yeah.
You talked about your beard, and I want to ask about that because I now have the beard.
It's a very similar look now.
not even close. Yours is a little, you have a little, yours, I don't know, maybe it is a similar thing. It is kind of similar.
Pretty similar,
yeah.
yeah.
It is, damn. Okay. But you, back in the day, yours went down a little longer.
Much longer, yeah.
And then, do you think that
we're gonna cut to like before.
Cut to before and after. No, do you think that maybe got pushed some work away? Because they're like,
Definitely.
well, we can't mess with that beard.
Definitely.
It's out of control.
Yep.
Really? Would you feel it in auditions? They just like look at you and be like, yeah.
Well, I know for a fact that I was so attached to my beard. It was like I found my identity in it. Wow. And to a certain extent, I think I still do. But I know that it won't get me as much work. Like it wasn't a commercial look, having that very ungroomed, large mammoth of
it was kind of groomed, right?
Eventually I started grooming it.
Okay.
But I know for a fact that like I was so attached to it, I told my agents, I said, hey, I don't want to shave this thing, but I will for the right dollar amount. So I wrote them, all my agents, I said, $5,000, I'll shave this. I don't care what the project is, I'll do it. And I would love to. It was like, no one's gonna pay you to shave your beard for that thing. But that's what at the time, that's what my standards were, because I didn't want to shave it. But if I could shave it for a job, yeah.
And since then, where have those standards gone up or down?
They've just changed. They've gone a little bit lateral, I suppose.
Okay.
The question still comes up if I'll shave my beard or not.
And
of course, let's negotiate. Let's figure it out. Like,
yeah.
Is it important? Is it pivotal to the character? Do I need to?
Does it need to be pivotal to you? Like when they say, like, hey,
not at this point.
Oh, okay.
Not anymore for me. No.
Okay.
In fact, when I had the long beard, I auditioned for a.
Just the gesticulation of that. It's like.
Is that the wrong gesture?
No, it's just like it was a long beard. It was like, you're holding like, a piece of firewood.
It was like Santa Claus, or his son or something.
Eastern European Santa Claus.
Definitely.
Yeah. You did look like, a Santa Claus from like Russia or something. It was a thing.
Yeah, it was a thing. I shaved it for a part for a Netflix job when they when Lady Dynamite was in town.
Yeah.
I got a call back, and then Lynn said, "Hey, if you shave, you've got the part." I was like, "Yes." P.S. You got to make out with Andy Kraft. And we did that, and then they cut that scene from the whole thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you can find it somewhere in the archives for your reel.
I'm working on it. I don't know who to talk to.
It's got to be somewhere. Netflix has that. They have an archive somewhere.
They have an archive of cutting room floor.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Getting back into, so a lot of people don't know is that for people that are just watching this and don't know you from, anything, you do acting, you do sound, and then you also, is there anything else you've done on set other than acting or sound, like talent or sound?
Yeah, well, I have some director aspirations too.
Director.
A couple things that are in the works. I used to produce a lot of content, typically in the form of music videos. So I was working with Dan Cummings and we did Andre Durand. We did a ton of music videos together when I first was kind of introducing myself to the Minneapolis film scene, just kind of getting my feet wet, understanding set etiquette, and just learning the ins and outs of what it takes to produce content.
What was the first bit of set etiquette that you ever learned?
It was with Andre. We, I shouldn't even say his name.
No, it's okay. Don't say, just say
we were, as a producer, your job is to get a group of people together and put them in a location and get a piece of content out. And sometimes there are budgetary restraints, there are timeline restraints. We want to shoot this piece of content that is going to last for 30 seconds in this video, but it's going to take a whole day to capture that. And so we need to just be wise with how we allocate our time.
Yeah.
And there was a day when not Andre, but other guys on our crew were just getting high and getting drunk, and I don't care. There's no client. It's not like affecting the morale of the group, but it's affecting like, okay, it's 3 a.m. and we're not done. Okay, it's 5 a.m. and the sun's coming up. So there are certain things about set etiquette that's like, okay, do this, don't do that. Just keep in mind that when you're doing this, it's going to affect everyone else around you. So I started kind of setting some ground rules like, listen guys, I know this is a freebie music video, but we can't be sabotaging the project at the expense of
company time
of all this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense. I definitely can somewhat empathize with that. I think being intoxicated on set would be almost impossible to do a job. Like,
Definitely.
It just asks so much of your attention and energy.
Yeah.
There are a few times I've been hungover on a set and I've been like, never again. Like it hurts your brain, that the lights and like the heat, and you have to be on like 100, and you're not 100.
Right.
Like, but I can't imagine, dealing with the whole crew that smoking and drinking.
Yeah, it's tough because then how do you manage people who are inebriated?
And then you look back at the content and you're like, it could have been better.
Well, to everyone.
Or did it turn out okay?
No, it's some of the best stuff that we've ever done, which is the best part about it. It's like, okay, Eric, shut your mouth. You don't even know what you're talking about. These guys are really good at what they're doing.
Yeah. So then everybody looks at you and like, party pooper.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically engaging with etiquette. Actually, I want to get away from that, but my question is, do you ever get tired of people asking you, what would you prefer to do on set? Act, sound, or directing? Do you not like having to like be allotted into one lane, or are you like, I welcome it all?
I welcome it all.
Okay.
I don't get tired of that question as long as I'm working. You know, like if I'm not working and someone says, "What do you like to do?" I say, "Well, what do you need?"
That's the best answer. Oh,
I'll help you.
Crafts.
Yeah, you need some help with something. Yeah, my passion is working as an actor on camera. That's where I really spend my time and energy and my focus because, well, you know, like if you're in good health and good shape, that reflects positively on the work that you're doing that's going to last forever, that you are seen in. But if I'm behind the camera, it doesn't even really matter what I'm wearing. I don't even have to have showered, or I don't have to put that foot forward. And so it just depends what the job is. And I think being an actor for me is like really, it pushes me to become the better version, the best version of myself daily. Like I push myself the last couple years with like just being in shape and being mindful and back to the beard, like keeping a clean appearance, like booking commercial jobs because of it. And
has directing affected your like perception of or perspective on acting?
Definitely.
Yeah,
because you're the guy that's looking for a certain thing. You have a vision in your head. You're trying to get that from your actors or from the set, and now I have a perspective. So I'm the guy that walks in on set as an actor, and I've got an idea in my head, and hopefully it meshes with the directors. And it all comes down to communication. If you can communicate effectively with the people that you're working with, you're going to do a better job, and you're probably going to get it done quicker, and you're going to have opportunity to explore and experiment. So working with lots of directors gives you that experience, but then also being a director and communicating differently with the actors on set, because I've been there before. It's like hitting your mark, having that conversation, and then like continuity. Sometimes you're the guy that says, well, last time you did this, but this time you're doing this, like just be careful. Some of those are your job sometimes, but I think it's equally important to just bring a perspective to the table. You'll have a different perspective whatever role you're in, whether that's a director or a producer or an actor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or whatnot.
Speaking of this hand, how is the blueberry mint treating you?
So good. I don't taste the mint.
What?
You should give it a shot.
Okay. You gotta mix it up a little bit.
Forgot to mix it.
This bucha can.
I want to try this.
It can. The blueberry. I smell the blueberry. Yeah.
Oh, that's gingery.
Can kind of get the mint a little bit.
That's really good.
Yeah, that is more gingery than it is lemon.
I'm not familiar with this company. It's cool.
Yeah, no, I think Lunds is trying to put them out to the world, because I usually get the GTs, but this hum, it was 2 for $5, so I was like, okay,
that's cool.
Let's go, champ.
Cool.
You probably shouldn't drink too many of these in one day, right?
I think this is like more than enough for one day.
Really? I already had one this morning. So am I?
You're gonna be in the bathroom.
Is there gonna be a colony in my stomach right now? That could happen. Like at the point where you become foreign to your own body, it's like, well, the probiotics have taken over your stomach now.
Yeah.
They own the body, not you.
It's a good alternative to whatever else you're drinking, I suppose.
Oh, absolutely. Coffee. If I have coffee in the morning, like my stomach is like, wait, what are we doing? Why?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? But if I have kombucha, like everything's like easy.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Worst craft food you've ever eaten on set?
Worst craft food?
Like not even like worst, but like you just couldn't like stop yourself from just like taking.
Yeah, most craft tables have just a ton of sweet junk food.
Yeah.
And that is my weakness. Like, don't put that in front of me.
What kind?
Gummy bears.
Gummy bears.
And just sweets in general. Like
Okay.
the things that you can, like takeaways, you know, like you don't need a plate for them. You just like put them in your hand, walk away.
And then you can walk KitKat bars.
Yes. Like,
my God.
Anything mini-sized.
Yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's totally a wrap. And I can't. Yeah, Kit Kats and like the little like Halloween, Mr. Good bars and crackles. Like,
Oh, yep.
It's just the
Yeah.
it's just the seventh one. I'm fine.
Yeah.
And you just keep putting it back.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, and I think I know what the answer is. I like asking questions I know the answers to. Funnest job you've ever done as an actor?
The funnest job.
Yes.
As an actor.
As talent.
As talent. Oh man, I have a lot of fun on set, so that's really tough to like.
Yeah, it is kind of a fun time.
I mean, in terms of like the experience, like the full package, Driven by Bacon, for sure.
Driven by Bacon.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Damn.
Yeah. What were you thinking?
I was thinking it was Lambeau Field.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That was like, I still can't believe that was a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't audition for it. The director called me up and says, "We won the bid. Do you want to come to Lambeau with us and work with a couple players?"
I got something going on Wednesday, guys.
I was like, "Are you serious? Do you want me to come in and read for it? Like, is the client going to be around to? You want me to win them over?" He's like, "No. It's us. So like, you're fine."
Was it for the actual team?
No, it's for Associated Bank.
Oh, okay.
So Associated Bank is the official bank of the Green Bay Packers, and A2F, Mark's company that he works for, or his company, I don't know how, he's part of it. It was their second round of commercials 2 years in a row. So they had already built the trust with the client.
Wow.
And I got to go down with Sean Dunbar. We had a road trip for the weekend. Mayhem.
Oh my God.
It was so great. It's off season. It was middle of July. That was an incredible job to be part of. It's weird because I had one line, one word. One word was my whole thing.
What was it?
So the setup is Jordy Nelson is doing a crossword puzzle on a exercise bike.
How did I not see this?
Randall Cobb is next to him on an exercise bike wearing headphones. And Jordy Nelson is like, "Hey, what's a 7-letter word for a pouched mammal?" And Randall is just like, doesn't hear him. And then cuts to me in a pile of towels.
Yeah.
And I pop up out of it, marsupial. And then Jordy goes, "Oh, thanks, man." Randall's like, "What?" And then they wheel me away. That was the whole spot.
That was it?
We filmed it in just a couple hours.
What did Sean do in the commercial?
He was in a separate commercial.
Oh, okay.
So they shot 2 like broadcast spots and then one like fan zone behind the scenes thing.
I thought it was something like where you guys were like going into Lambeau and you're like, "Whoa, dude!" Like and it's like a Disney commercial. I don't know. I just envisioned it to be that. That's what I thought it was.
No, it was like it was a scripted comedy thing.
Marsupial. Isn't that
9 letters.
9 letters?
Sorry, 9 letters.
9 letters. Because I was thinking kangaroo the whole time. I'm like, what am I?
7, 9. Yeah, 7,
Okay.
9.
Okay, marsupial. Okay, we got it. Yeah.
That was fun. That was a job that I never dreamed would come true.
Did you get to talk to him? Like sit down? And,
Yeah,
say,
the whole, you know how it is on a set, like cut, and then there's like 15 minutes between setups or like the next take, and you're just joking around.
That's nuts. I did one with Adrian Peterson, and like nobody was allowed to talk to him at all. Like it's like stay away from AP, and I was like, okay, all right.
Well, so they said that they said that on this set.
Yeah.
Like,
don't look at
these guys are normal guys. Don't glorify them. They're not like whatever. We're all equals here today. And I was like, yeah.
And you're like,
you're a Vikings fan. I know. I understand.
These guys are nothing special. Matter of fact, they might be less than human.
Yeah.
Losers, maybe.
Yeah.
So, just give them a put up or a compliment.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a Vikings.
I did introduce myself to Jordy. There was a moment where it was like, we're just joking around. And because the joke was I show up on set wearing this, I don't know the word for it. Like, if you're a sniper and you're wearing like camouflage, but it's like it looks like you're a hairy dog. What's the name of that?
I know what you're saying.
A ghillie?
It could be.
Is
I
that
have
a
no
ghillie?
clue.
So I was wearing that. I was wearing a ghillie made of towels.
Okay.
That's how I show up on set. Randall and Jordy are like doing their own thing, and I walk in and it's just laughter. So there was a moment to like introduce myself.
Yeah.
And the funny part is like, man, it's so great to work with you guys. Thanks. Hi, I'm Eric. And they're like, nice to meet you. Like, they don't have to tell me their name. I know who they are. Just waiting for them to introduce themselves.
They didn't have to say, yeah. No, that's incredible. That's really something else. And you did it at Lambeau.
It was at Lambeau in the Champions box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
How about you? You have a favorite?
My favorite,
Funnest?
I think one of my funnest ones that I had a lot of fun with was the Timberwolves hype video this past month.
Cool.
A lot of the people at Target Center, I was working with a high school friend of mine, and we swam together, so like we had that like sense of camaraderie, and he was like, hey, I need you to jump up on the bench just like KG did back in 2004. And I was like, it's been 14 years since we've been in the play. What? And I just was almost like, kind of stricken with sadness. Like I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
And then it dawned on me how important that commercial was
Yeah.
to everybody that was a part of it. And then up to that last game, like I'd never really like been like, damn it, win. Because I knew that it wouldn't air if we would have lost to the Nuggets
interesting.
last week.
Okay.
Because that game was like pivotal. So I had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
I had some fun with the wording, but they kind of wanted to keep it in the
Is this
box.
the one where you were a trainer?
Trainer.
Did
No.
you read for that one?
I did read for that one.
Okay.
Where you like pass the ball and you say, great work, so. Did you get that one? No. Oh, God. Yeah.
Can I tell you? Okay, talk about the funnest jobs, funnest audition submission. So it was a self-submit audition.
Yeah.
And they said, we want you to be in a basketball court. You're the trainer, so read the trainer lines. There's like 2 lines.
Did you put on like a tracksuit?
It's worse. It's worse. It's worse. You need to be passing the ball with somebody, so the camera is on you and you're passing with somebody off camera.
Yeah.
You need to catch 3 passes. You need to get a rebound, and then you need to pass over your shoulder. That's the things the requirements.
That was not told to me at all.
That's what was in my description. So I am on set. It's like a 12-hour day.
Yeah.
We wrapped at.
So you got the job.
The day that I got the audition, I was on set for another job.
Oh.
And we wrapped at 8 o'clock. I get the email for the audition at 9 o'clock that night, and I needed to be back on set at 6 in the morning. So I had a very small window to film this audition.
Yeah.
And it's like middle of winter. I don't have access to a basketball court. I needed at least one other person to pass with, maybe, or someone with a camera and a tripod. That could have been me. I was like, I don't know how. There's no way I can submit this. So I'm with Nick Leisenheimer. We're bowling at Memory Lanes.
Oh, no.
And Nick says, you should just send in a jib jab.
Jib jab?
A jib jab, where it's like somebody has filmed something on a green screen and then you upload a photo of yourself on the person's head. We found a basketball themed one. So we took my headshot, uploaded it to this jib jab, and I submitted that as my thing. It's just this guy dribbling and then jumps over the whole court and then slam dunks. Jib jab.
That was it.
They didn't accept it.
They didn't go for it. They didn't go for it. Okay. That's a move. That's a move.
I was like, I'm either not going to submit because I don't have the means to do it, or you're going to get something funny, and hopefully someone will see the humor in this and give me a call back.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. There's a lot of stories. There's a lot of stories out there with certain sets and projects. Some of them are horrific, like just like being out in the snow. Like I think like Minnesota, like filming.
Yeah.
Like there's some moments where you're like, why are we outside? Why
are we doing this?
Exactly.
Why did I say yes to this exterior shot?
Yeah, exactly. Which I would say it's the same thing for down south as well. I was working with a director today who said, I hate Miami. I took my garbage out once, and I came back into the house, and it looked like I had been swimming. And I was like, that sounds horrible.
Yikes.
Summer.
In his sweat.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Not swimming in water, swimming in sweat. So moving down the line, well, 2 things. When you get a gig as an actor, when you get a character, what is the first step that you take in your process?
Like I've booked it already?
Yeah.
Okay, so I try to get as much information about the whole project as I can.
Yeah.
So, that's a good question. What's my process once I book?
Or
the
just
job?
what's the first step? Not the whole thing, but
Yeah.
you just try to get as much information about the story or the project, or
Well, I'm a puzzle piece, right? Somebody is like, we want, even if I'm in the whole thing, I'm on camera for the whole thing, I'm only a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
So I want to know how that puzzle piece fits.
yeah.
And if I can get answers from my agents, either give me more sides, give me the full script,
Yeah.
depending on what it is, maybe a conversation with the director. All of those answers kind of help prepare you for the job, just to get a broader picture of the whole thing. It depends if I've auditioned for the job or not, because a lot of times in the audition you show up and you've made a choice, whether that's a wardrobe choice or you delivered a line a certain way, and they loved something about a combination of that. And maybe they'll have told you that before you show up on set, like, hey, they loved when you did this thing, or they loved that crazy shirt that you wore.
Yeah.
That kind of helps you build the character for whatever you're doing. A lot of the stuff I do is commercial stuff, so it's really quick.
Yeah.
It's really, what's the funny beat? What's the funny moment? Is it this line, or is it just that I'm there, or is it that there's silence? It kind of depends. Every project is different. There's no, I don't know that I have a set in stone, I do this every single time.
Yeah.
Necessarily. Definitely get some sleep the night before.
Yeah.
Depending on your call time, get some sort of physical activity in before you show up on set, just so that,
if at all, yeah.
yeah, because you can't guarantee that you will have any time on set to do that.
Yeah.
And as we talked about, gummy bears and craft service, like
Gummy bears and licorice.
it's easier to just go to the lowest common denominator with that kind of stuff. So take care of yourself before you show up, and it has everything to do with how you deliver.
Okay, and last question: when you do these commercial sets, you do feature films, short films. Is there a story or a role that you've been writing or you want to see out there at some point in time in your near future career, the near future of your career?
Something that I want to be part of, or just some content that I want to see live?
Yeah, like a story that you want to tell, or a part of a content that you want to be a part of.
Yeah, there's an infinite amount of content that I want to be part of.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how to position myself best for, let's say, narrative TV, long form, episodic content, film as well. I know part of that will have to be either relocating or being accessible in a different market.
Relocating to like New York or Los Angeles?
Or Chicago or LA or something like that.
Chicago.
Just figuring out, okay, so Chicago, we can talk about Chicago.
Chicago could be nice though. I mean, it could be nice, but some people hate that city.
I love Chicago.
Okay.
I have an agent out there that I've been working with for the last, August will be 2 months, so almost 2 years.
Okay.
And they're great.
Okay.
They book regularly for like all the Chicago shows, Chicago Fire, Chicago Med.
They got so many damn shows down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like New Orleans a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like New Orleans Fire, New Orleans PD,
Yeah.
NCIS New Orleans. Like
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well, you got all of them. So Chicago too as well.
Yeah. I think one of the things that keeps me working is like the goal or the dream of like working on something that people enjoy watching and they talk about, like I still go to the movies, I still binge TV shows.
Yeah.
I want to be part of some of that. And I don't know, like I would love to work on camera, like as an actor on some of those shows. But it's cool to be part of something that's much bigger than yourself that people enjoy, the majority of people enjoy. So that in terms of like what type of content do I want to be part of, it doesn't have to be a blockbuster action movie, but just something with a broader audience.
And is there a story that you've always kind of had in mind that you've envisioned that you would want to put together at some point?
I'm working on something. It's gonna be, so I was born in '81.
Yeah.
And it might have to do with my childhood, my upbringing, which could be a mixture of the '80s and the '90s.
And you could film it right in your hometown too.
And that's okay. That's the thing. I want to film it in my hometown because there are specific memories that I have growing up that took place in very specific places.
Yeah.
Not just the baseball diamond, but the baseball diamond at Croscott Park.
Okay.
And not just like
the specificity of that place has meaning in
yeah.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So I haven't put pen to paper yet on anything, but for the last couple of years I've been just kind of ruminating on what that could materialize into. Okay. Something that touches on my childhood upbringing, that will have a sort of nostalgic feel to it simply because that's how old I was in that era. Mm-hmm. It would mean casting someone young.
Yeah.
And maybe me playing my dad.
Ooh, that could be a lot of fun.
Or like get my dad to just make my dad look younger and put my dad in it.
Could do that too.
I would love to do that.
Does he have a beard as well?
We look like we are mirror images, like 30 years apart.
Yeah, like basically he time traveled back in time.
Yeah,
so, hey,
25 years.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. That doesn't really answer your question, but
no, it does.
There are a couple family projects that I'm working on that I would love to see. I need to just spend some time on it, but some stuff that my brother-in-law has been dealing with the last couple years. I think it's an interesting story. Just like even if it was verbatim, the things that he said and did, it might be interesting to tell this story from an autobiographical. Well, from a documentary style sort of narrative. Perspective,
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I follow you on Instagram, so I'm going to be hearing about it at some point if it ever comes out. Thanks so much for spending the time with us today, Eric.
Thanks for bringing me out.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So we cut it there. It fades out.